And a very good morning, everybody. Welcome to Finals Day here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. It is the Predator World 8-Ball Championship. This is a quarterfinal matchup. We have 4 Polish pool playing stars in the last 8, and we are guaranteed one in the semifinals. And how do we know that? Because we've got an all-Polish matchup here. Alongside Tim DeRuyter, I'm Jim Wojciech, and we're bringing you the action from this quarterfinal, Tim. One player a little bit more experienced and already with a world title under his belt.
Yeah, so we got Wojciech Szewczyk on the right side of the screen, and on the left we have Wiktor Zielinski. Both on top of their game. I think that's very fair to say.
Very fair to say. And Szewczyk, the reigning world 10-ball champion, he's the taller of the two. Well, I say that. He isn't that much taller. But certainly an edge and experience. 28 years of age to Zielinski's 21 years.
Yeah, the only thing I'm wondering is I've played both players a couple times throughout the years, and I know this man, Wojciech Szewczyk, does have a really good table break though. So I do expect some fireworks. Might be slightly better than Wiktor's, so that could edge him out this match if the balls roll well, of course.
Well, we've seen a number of players string racks together, but you're right, Tim, you've got to have the break. Rack number 1. Well, you see a powerful break. But no friends at the table, and how often we've said that. It's a race to 10 for a place in the semis.
Yeah, we're also playing a 30-second shot clock, 60 seconds after the break, and both players have 1 extension each rack. Yeah, difficult layout. Obviously, if you go for the solids, you don't have a starter, and you have the 2 and the 5 as a problem. Now, when you go for stripes, the 12 is pretty tough to get on, and the 13 is quite the challenge.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and navigate his way through this rack and see if he can't develop some of those awkward areas that you've already alluded to, Tim.
So might have an angle on the 15 now to just bump the 13 out softly to have the 13 or the 14 as a backup.
Another thing we are assured of in this year's event is a new champion. Well, there's the 12 out into the open, so there's one of the problem areas taken care of, because no one left in the last 8 has ever won the World 8-Ball Championship. We had Ralph Souquet and Chang Junlin that were taking place this year. Chang was actually the defending champion, even though the event hadn't been played since 2012. It was a long time to hold that title. And none of them in the last 8.
So he's shooting the 12 to the corner. Tough shot. Ooh, barely made it, but perfect kiss on the 13. And now I'm wondering if he stops the cue ball on the 13 or maybe draws it back just a little bit. How can he get on the 11? I do like to go, if you draw back, you'll have automatic angle on the 11 to stun over for the 9 ball in the same side pocket. Or even better, he could take the 15.
Tell you, this is some kind of visit. Like when he came to the table, we had spoken about how many issues he had to try and get out. And he's a little short of what would have been ideal position on this, but it shouldn't hamper him too much. Many times you'll see if a positional shot goes astray, these players have to reroute and a different path to the finish line. But all such superb shot makers.
Yeah, especially this young man here, Wiktor Zielinski.
He's wondering why 10 seconds was called, and actually so am I. He just finished playing the shot. And he kind of looked quizzically at the timekeeper.
Yeah, played good speed. Instead of holding the cue ball, he decided to shoot the 8 in the same corner so he could let the cue ball go. I mean, it's not straight in on the 8, but you would favor him to make this.
And make it he does. A great opening rack from the 21-year-old Wiktor Zielinski. Secures the first one. They always say the first and the last. Well, he's halfway there. 1-0 in the race to 10.
Yeah, and throughout this match, we will make sure you're updated with the scores on the other tables. Good matches going on right now. Sanchez Ruiz and Conrad Justison. Daniel Mashul and Mario He. Alex Pegulayan and Jason Shaw are also battling. Then, of course, this match with Szewczyk and Zielinski. So, strong matchups. Tough to call the favorites because if you look at most of the names, they have been having such a great period where they were just finishing high finishes in tournaments for a long period of time. So if you look at Sanchez, world number 1. If you look at Mario, he's been like top 10 of the world for a long period of time now. Jason, of course, has been playing really good lately, won the International Open. Alex Pegulayan, yeah, well, he's just a different kind of breed. And then Wiktor Zielinski, also good finishes, and Szewczyk, world 10-ball champion. So
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. Whoever wins this event in the end is going to be a very deserving champion. And will be crowned the Predator World 8-ball champ. And good break. Ball made down this time from Wiktor, but again, just looking, get a little extra time, 60 seconds following the break, and then they have to adhere to a 30-second shot clock. A little extra time just to make your mind up and choose your suit.
yeah, I definitely favored stripes from there. Can just make a small circle around the table, going 11, 14, 10, 15, 9, 8. Was trying to get a little bit more straight on the 14, but I think he's okay. He can play for a 15 first if he wants to. Oh, he could still hold the cue ball. Yeah, and especially if you get layouts like this after the break, this is where you can start to really get pumped up and start to get in stroke.
Yeah, he's not going to have to do too much with the cue ball at all, and you can see the 8 at the bottom of your picture. But stalwart in his chair, Szewczyk just waiting for a chance. I mean, his dry break in the opener is the only visit he's had to the table. He's going to find himself 2-0 down. And fast. A great break and run out that one. Wiktor Zielinski, he's motoring on. Great start. I was amused this morning when they came. I was here quite early, and Wojciech came in, and the cover was on the table. There was very few people around. He had to take the cover off and get the balls and put the balls on the table. It's a World Championship quarterfinal, Tim. And it's almost like they're going to the club to practice. Very little fanfare. Midweek, early morning. So you can see the darkness. All the tables it's been an expo of billiards here. World Junior Championships. We've got still the Caribbean CSI League Championships in the very far background that you see. But a lot of tables dismantled overnight. Except these ones. Rack number 3.
Nice square hit, made a 14, almost scratched with the cue ball, and Well, a little bit more risky break with the cue ball almost scratched, and especially bringing the cue ball back to the short rail causes you to most of the time not have both the options. See, cue ball tracking towards the top left corner. And yeah, favorable would be having the, I think the stripes would be the nicest, but you will have to need the 15 to open up the 12.
Yeah.
Could go for the solids and shoot the 7 first, but then the 3 ball is pretty tough to get on. So this is a little in-between game for both suits.
Yeah, and a lot of thought put into this one for that very reason. He's quickly called for his extension. It's a little longer than the 60 seconds required. The more difficult 7.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, and not having the 7 ball go in really makes it a lot easier for Wojciech because he can start to choose from here. He can float in the 9 ball, get on the 13, give himself that angle to run to the 12, or maybe run to the 12 right now. And he's got all the backups. Oh, he's cutting the 4. Oh.
He's taken the difficult ball off the table right now because all the other solids are wide open. Well, I say that.
Yeah, that 3 ball is still tough. That's why I'm surprised that he's going for the 4. I think he was trying to slightly bump the 3 out there.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. The 3 still a bit of a concern. And he better not leave it too long, not contacting it. Again, I mentioned earlier about having to reroute. That might be what he's doing here.
Well, also that 6 ball does only go in the bottom left corner, top left corner in this view. So that means it's very tough to, really get on the 6 or the 3. So might have to go forward on this 2 ball, then shoot the 6 in the bottom left corner in this view, and hopefully bump the 3 a little bit on the side. Can he go straight to the 3 ball now, maybe?
Well, he's left the angle on the 1. You can slide this cue ball over to one of the awkward ones.
Yeah, maybe go to the 13 right now. Oh, he played that bump. That's a good shot. You see, he played it just like he always would have the 6 ball. Like if he had hit it on the left or the right side, he was always going to have the 5 or the 6. And with great reward, he's on the 3. Ooh. Yeah, he caught that a little bit too thick. He was trying to hold that cue ball, and yeah, this is a very common mistake actually. You see, he was really trying to hold the cue ball for the 6 in the side.
An unforced error from the world 10-ball champ.
Yeah, trying to bump the 13 out, and did he do okay enough? I'm wondering if he has a shot after. He might have to shoot the 10. The good thing though is if he can get straight on the 9, he can shoot the 13 in the side in the top left corner. But he's cutting the 13 here. Oh, and back and forth here.
A little bit of pressure manifesting itself. Couple weak misses from both Polish players.
Well, also if you look at the speed he played it, it's very sensitive. So from the 5 to the 3 probably, and the 6 in the side. To get his first game on the board, and I'm sure he will settle down after. Might have to go real first here, just soft. Or draw out of the pocket. Very sensitive, the draw. Left himself a little bit more angle on the 6 than he probably wanted to. So I guess he will go in between the 10 and the 8. Yeah, beautiful shot there. Finding the gap twice and is able to get a game on the board and probably get going from here.
Secures the 8. And Wojciech Szewczyk secures his first rack of what he hopes will be many more to come. Still 2-1 to Wiktor Zielinski. But Szewczyk has the break, and we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, and on the other tables, Sanchez Ruiz is up 2-0 against Conrad Justician. And Mario He just took the first rack to Daniel Machol. Jason Shaw is up 2-1 over Alex Pegulayan, your fellow Canadian.
He's actually the only North American left in the last 8.
Yeah. Yeah, such a special player Alex Pegulayan is.
There's one thing about Alex I can tell you. When he's in the room, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
He has a magnetic personality. Impossible not to be a fan of Pegulayan.
Oh, and that 4-ball hung up on him. Didn't really squat the cue ball at all. If you look at the cue ball, was not really a big squat, but there was a lot of energy in that break. Still think his timing is not there yet. I think he's, yeah.
And given that 4 over the top corner, solids might have been the choice here.
Ooh.
From the get-go now. Has he bumped that 6 into the safe area?
I think he's just okay on making that 6-ball still. But I'm not really sure why he wanted to be close to that 6. Could have went 7 and then took the 6 out. And could take the 7 now and leave himself a small angle on the 1 and open up the 6 and still have the combination. I don't like shooting the 5-4-2 and then hopefully open up the 6. Like it will most likely be his last opportunity.
Well, now he's having a real good look, Tim, to see if that 6 passes the 13 into the corner pocket. He's perfect on the 2 if it does. If not, he's got to leave himself an angle on the 1 to open it up. So this will be a very telling shot here.
Yeah, he's left himself an angle on the 1. Will have to run into the 13 though to guarantee himself a look on the 7. I don't like running into the 6 because then the 6 is the only shot you can get on. Good little bump. Now probably back to the center of the table. The problem, what I don't like about crossing over to this side is if you leave yourself too much angle, you have to go in between the 11, 12, 15. It can get really tough. And if you get the other angle, you will have to run into the 13. I think he's done well. Yeah, left himself a good angle.
Yeah, this was a nifty out, though. After bumping that 6 safe, he had to dislodge it, and he played it very nicely to secure the rack and a 3-1 advantage. Back 2 clear, and with the break in rack number 5. But Zielinski looks like he's here. He has arrived. And if he's nervous, we've seen maybe just a slight example of jitters, but he looks marginally a little bit more solid right now than his countryman, his more experienced countryman.
Yeah, I think on the more strategy side of the game, Wojciech really has the difference. But on the other side, Zielinski's execution is very strong. Might be a little bit stronger than Wojciech. It's just, yeah, from when he was young, he always, they trained him so well in just shooting from everywhere. Like, he really is not scared to shoot at all. And Wojciech is a little more hard-working player, so he will really fight and dig deep and bring his best qualities out.
Good example of how strong the game is in Poland, though, and the European Tour over there, Tim, and I know you take part in that. It just breeds champions, doesn't it?
Yeah, the average player in Europe is already so strong at the moment. Like, just compared to 5 years ago, has been so many players been growing so much too. Yeah, it's quite a challenge.
Ball down on the break, which makes an open table. So regardless of what you make on the break, you can select either suit here, but either suit has a few issues.
Yeah, really tough start here. Can choose to go for stripes and start with the combination, but then the 15 is quite tough. Now he could shoot the combination 9 off the 6, but then he might tie up one of the other balls on the top short rail with the 13. With the 13 up here, if the 4 or the 2 bumps over there, then he's in real trouble.
Really doesn't have a lot else to start on, Tim.
Well, it's either you shoot the 9 or the combination 1-3. And I mean, I wouldn't mind going for, oh well, the 5 ball is also in trouble for the solid, so stripes it is, and you play position for the bank, and I do like that. That's a smart shot.
Yeah, instantly matures the situation to one of some promise. Big shot, though, early.
Draw the cue ball out. Oh.
He straightened it out too much.
And he's left the 8 ball in a very tough position for himself if he gets back to the table, of course.
Yeah, just played that with a little too much inside spin to try and straighten it out. And misjudged it.
Yeah, you see if Wojciech takes the 3 now, that 1 ball still does go for him. So he can just leave that for his last shot. And in case he doesn't get out, the 1 and the 8 are still together. Might want to run into the 2 ball. That would be very favorable for him. Found the gap, and is he could shoot the 4 from here. Needs to open up that top left corner for the 2 ball. That's why he's taking this on so early. Well, and from this angle it looks like that 5 ball does go. And if it goes, I'm surprised that Zielinski went for the stripes. Because he could have went for the 1-3 combo when he broke and had a shot at it, but we'll find out soon enough if it goes, and I think he's going there right now.
Wojciech's had a good look to see if that 5 passes, and he can drop onto it right here if he plays. Right in behind it. It looks like that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and he's got perfect on it. Can either follow a little bit or draw back a little bit. I like to go back a little bit. And then use 1 rail on the 7 to go back up for the 1 ball.
Ooh.
Did use all of the pocket.
Yeah, watch this. In off the far jaw. So it definitely didn't have a full pocket, but safely down.
Yeah, needed a small little angle on the 1 to get out of the 8, and he definitely got there.
And to pull one back, get to 3-2, and secure the break. And mission accomplished. Again, punishing the miss from Zielinski. That's basically been the storyline for Wojciech here.
Well, both players have made their fair share of mistakes so far. Wojciech missing that 3 ball, leaving it in the pocket earlier. And then Zielinski missing the bank. So a little back and forth. And on the other tables, Mario, he is now leading 3-0 over Daniel Marshall. So off a good start.
That was one of Tim's dark horses. Maybe not so dark, but you actually picked him. So your
Yeah,
man's
well,
looking pretty good.
I mean, Mario, he has been on tour for a long time. Has had really good results everywhere he plays. Like almost every tournament he plays and he finishes top 16. Like he always gets far. Has a great break, which is very useful this week. I think he's due for a world title somewhere.
Be no better place than here. $60,000 to the eventual winner, $40,000 to the runner-up. And these guys are effectively playing for 10 grand here today because the losing semifinalists will be guaranteed 20, the quarterfinalists 10. And a total purse of 250,000 on offer.
And another dry break, and yeah, it's not really working so far. Might be the right moment to start doing something else. Has tried it now 3 times as he won the leg. So yeah, stripes or solids. I think I do like the stripes a little bit more. Good thing about the solids is if you start with the 2, you can work your way all the way back down table. You don't have to move around that much no more. But then you need to get on the 4 or the 5 ball, so that's a little bit more tough than going for stripes. For stripes, I think the 9 ball is the ball to do some extra work on, making sure you get there. Only goes in 2 side pockets.
Well, he can leave that 15 near the top right corner for last. Drop onto the 8 nicely, so if he can clear this bottom half. And like you said, Tim, try and drop onto that 9 to the side pocket.
Yeah, he's doing that right now because he's most likely to have an angle towards the 3 ball. Well, it only has a small angle. Would have liked to have a little bit more angle. Might be just okay to still get the cue ball out a little bit, or might have to shoot the 12. 12 and then shoot the 9 and go 3 rails around in between the 1 and the 3 and the 6 and the 7. In case he doubts his angle on the 9, that's... No, he was okay. But did he get straight? Well, not looking too easy. Good thing is he doesn't really have to get that close. If he leaves himself straight on the 15, should be okay.
Just like that, long and straight. park the cue ball. And that'll leave the 8 to the opposite side. And to reestablish that 2-rack advantage. Keeps punishing Szewczyk's dry break. That's been the order of the day. 4-2. Wiktor Zielinski in front. He'll break in rack number 7. He's been definitely breaking better than his Wojciech, but I mean, that can change. We're in the halfway point in this one. A race to 10, remember. You can see what's happening on the outside tables, and Mario He, the beat goes on there, 4-0. And Musician, one of the other Polish players, he's up against world number 1, Sanchez Ruiz.
Yeah.
He was trailing in that one, Tim, wasn't he?
Yeah, trailing 3-0, and I think he might have just won the 4th game, so 3-1. Yeah, interesting scores going on. Jason 4-1 up. So it looks like every match has one front runner right now.
And as yet, no tactical exchanges have taken place here. That probably suits the 21-year-old at the table.
Well, a lot of balls getting close to the pocket, but has not made a ball.
Now, I think you were commentating. Was it the match last night or yesterday afternoon on this table, Tim? It might have been Josh Filler, but knocked in seven racks in a row on this table. So I say
Him
that.
and Jason?
No, it wasn't Jason. It was the match before. Jason ended up beating Filler 10-8 late last night. No, it was earlier on, but it was a match that no, it wasn't. It was Fedor Gorst actually. Ran in 7 racks in a row on this table in a match that he won. So if you think this table's breaking tough, tell Fedor Gorst that.
Yeah, but it's on the other side, it's ironic because he done that, and then the match after he played on this table and he lost to Sanchez Ruiz, who then did not quite the same, but I think he ran like a 3 or 4 pack. So, I'm not sure if he was trying to catch the back of it. Still has a 12 left though. So it's kind of ironic that one match the table can break amazing for you, and the other match just doesn't work.
There's no rhyme or reason to that. I just kind of wanted to let everybody know that this table is capable of swallowing balls off the break.
Yeah, and I've seen also good results with the second ball break on the table. Like, I've seen many different breaks work. So that's where I don't really think Wojciech should stick with the same break he's been doing. Or at least I don't see a reason why.
Well, if he completes the clearance here and secures the break, I'll be curious to see what he does.
Well, and if he can get straight on the 10, which I don't think he's going to get there, and tough bridging over the 3-5 now. From there, it would be stop shot on the 9, shooting the 5 in the top right corner in this view, stopping the Q1, the 8 in the side. So can he still get straight on the 9 from here?
It looks like he can see the 9 too, so if he does decide a different path to the finish line, just takes a little more time to make that decision.
Has left himself 2 options. He can shoot it in the side and draw back, but the side pockets are not easy at all on these tables. Like, you really got to be secure, especially if you play it with quite some speed. You can also choose to shoot this in the corner. Oh, he was definitely not as scared as I was.
He's played that well. 10 into the corner pocket. And just draw the cue back softly for the 8 to the side.
Yeah, it was a good recovery shot from Wojciech. Oh, that did slide in. And this A ball to close the gap a little bit more.
Wojciech Szewczyk back 1 4-3 still to Wiktor Zielinski, but I'll be curious to see what Szewczyk does with the break here. You see, I've seen a few times where they've gone to the second ball down, pulled the cue ball over to the side cushion, and it's been pretty successful. Mickey Kraus, most notably, on one of the main tables, and all of a sudden started making balls like crazy.
Well, also a lot of players have been breaking head on from the side rail. We've seen Federer and Sanchez Ruiz do that. So, could be worth changing to. For now, he's just changing the side. First he was breaking that little bit out from the left side, and now he's going to the other side. For him, left side, not for us. Oh, and that cue ball. And now he has finally made a ball and he scratches on the break. See, and he's passing that momentum on every time when he gets to break.
Yeah, he aired on the side of power that time and not control, but he's got long forearms. He's got a big swing, a lot like you see Shane Van Boning with his powerhouse break. I mean, he's got tons of power. But that's a huge mistake. You've got to keep that cue ball on the table.
Well, I think it hurts him the most that now when he finally makes a ball, he scratches on the break. If it would have came up dry, you probably would have said, well, dry break or scratch is the same thing. Like losing the game is the same result on that. But now he finally made a ball. Just needs to get the 11 out soon.
Yeah, following the break, just to let people at home know, you've got to play in the kitchen. You've got to play on that head string. Play forward, but any foul apart from the break is ball in hand anywhere on the table.
Yeah, he was trying to get straight on the 11 to go to the 13, and might now have to just take the 11 out and solve the 13 later. Might be able to go 10 and then from the 12 go to the short side of the 13 and shoot it in the back right corner. Oh, he went there straight over now, and that's done nicely. Still a pretty compact pattern, didn't really have to do much crazy stuff. Now it's just play the angles, leave yourself a nice angle on the 10 to make sure you have a nice angle on the 12 to play one rail to the 8.
Straightforward. And he's unwilling to relinquish that 2-rack advantage. 5-3. So just got that cushion. Look to increase it with the break as we see the beat going on for Mario He.
Yeah, he's up 5-0. And Conrad Decision on your right just leveled the score 3 each with Sanchez Ruiz. And Jason Shaw in the other TV table match is 5-1 up with Alex Pegulayan.
And we're motoring along here, 5-3 in favor of Wiktor Zielinski, the 21-year-old from Poland, up against his countryman, 28 years of age, Wojciech Szewczyk. Szewczyk, the reigning world 10-ball champ.
Better square hit now on the break, but again, no ball. The 10 ball got close, 2 balls to the side, but the same thing counts for him. He has not been making so many balls on the break, and he still keeps doing the same thing.
Yeah, and you just see him almost a look of disbelief and frustration as he leaves the table. Like, what do I have to do to make a ball? I mean, both players have taken the balls out pretty well once they've been given the opportunities, but the break has deserted both of them. And you need that break to string racks together.
Oh, almost got in trouble there. So we'll shoot the 6 to the 1, and then probably 5-2, 3-7 or 5-2, 7-3, 6-1-5.
Sounds like a phone number. You're dishing out your phone number out there, Tim.
Hey, I'm desperate.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. You can see everything now. The 5, the 2, the 3, and then the 7, then the 8. Don't really have to move that cue ball around too much at all.
Yeah, only thing he has to guard himself for is not leaving himself a huge angle on the 7 or having to run into that 9 and the 12. If he can come up a little bit higher, then he's okay, but that's just a really small detail. It's not really a huge thing. Yeah, perfect. And we do have quite the battle here on this table so far. If Wojciech runs this out, he's not letting Wiktor go.
Yeah, he's definitely keeping him in his sights, but again, after this 8, he's going to have to start preparing for the break. Ooh, well, that one wiped its feet before departing the playing surface, but 5-4 confirmed. And we'll see if Szewczyk can come up with an answer for the break.
Yeah, and he looks like he's taking a small break too. So we'll take a short break as well, and we'll be right back to bring you the scores. And
Welcome back.
welcome back to the Predator World 8-Ball Championship. We just got the news out that Alex Pegulayan had to actually give up his match as his injury we talked about earlier was so bad he couldn't walk, he couldn't play. He said it just hurts too much, so unfortunately he had to leave his match.
Yeah, rock jumping a few days ago, and the day off that he had following the Medalla Light Puerto Rican Open, leading up to the World 8-Ball Championships, the Predator World 8-Ball, he went rock jumping and hurt his ankle. And the day after,
I think he tore a muscle too, like really bad.
yeah, the day after I saw him, and he was going to go get a spray to try and numb the pain, but he was struggling the first day, and I mean, you could only hope that it was going to get better. He continued on in the tournament and kept winning. So you could only assume that he was starting to feel better, but I guess today, sometimes, a couple days the swelling starts to come out, and I could see where maybe even he might not even be able to wear a shoe comfortably. That's tragic news for Pegulayan and all his fans.
Yeah, so Jason Shaw is first man in the semifinals, and we'll be playing the winner of our match that we have right here in our arena. We have Wojciech Szewczyk and Wiktor Zielinski. We're currently waiting for Wojciech to enter the arena again to break the balls in rack number 10. And here in the bottom we see Mario. He is up 6-0 and he's still on the table. He might be putting a big package on there.
Yes, and Sanchez Ruiz on the right of your picture. 5-3 in front. Sorry, 5-4 in front.
4-3 in front.
4-3.
But he's at the table, so almost 5-3.
I'm not terrific at sign language. My colleague is flashing numbers to me because he's got the screen over there. And okay, 4-3 confirmed. Sanchez Ruiz. Thanks, Tim.
And Mario, he on his way for 7-0 here. Looks like a pretty good layout. Making the 11, 12 on the side. Getting on the 8, so possible 7-0. So Wojciech just came back to the arena. And I'm very curious to see where he's going to change to on this break, because it's not really working for him. He might have to go to the side and break head on, like just the first ball. And I've seen Federer and Sanchez on this table have very good results with that, so that might be something he could try to do.
Well, I'd like to see him try something different. It takes a little bit of courage to make a change, but if you're gonna try to improve, you got to change.
Oh, and he's sticking to his original plan, so. But maybe that break really gave him a good push.
Three ball. Finally, some friends off the break. He trails by that one odd rack at 5-4. Kept that cue ball in the middle. Kicked around a few times, but in the end, found the center of the table, and he's got options. And they all look pretty good. He's eyeing the stripes over the side here, Tim. I mean, this is a tough call. You really need to be an 8-ball player to look at a table like this and give some insight as to what the preferred suit would be.
Yeah, would like to get a little bit more straight on the 9. If he can get straight on the 9, he can get straight on the 11, 12, and then from the 10 go to the 8 in the top left corner. Needs to go a little bit more. I think it's okay enough not to get behind the 8, but I would have liked to just be a little bit further.
Yeah, I want to leave that 10 to last. That offers the easiest position to the 8.
Yeah, done well, and this is to level the score.
And finally, with the ball off the break.
Yeah, only a race to 5 if he gets out here. Just a stop shot.
Once these top players see the patterns, they do make it look easy.
Yeah, not really much to do from here. Just float this ball in, get a little bit straight. Float this ball in, shoot a straight in 8.
Sounds and looks pretty easy from the comm box. We're not the ones that are sweating bullets.
He did leave himself a little thin. Might have to use just one reel to come back up for the 8.
Nice control. Nice speed. And to have the first 10 racks in the match, this 8. And there you have it. Nothing to choose between these two Polish stars. 5-5 and the joint's alive.
Yeah, and that making a ball on the break could really make a difference if he keeps it up from here.
And you get to look at the bottom of your screen and you can see red shirts abound. You got musician top of your picture and Maciel bottom of your picture. Nothing but Poland.
Yeah, so that means Mario might have had a dry break on 7-0 or a mistake. And Conrad is trying to level the score 5 each, just like his countrymen right here on this table.
How about 3 Polish players in the last 4? Need a serious comeback against Mario He, though. Stranger things have happened in smaller towns.
A lot of energy in that break. Made a ball. And how did the balls end up? We have the replay. Cue ball again a little bit loose. But made a 7 in the side. And first impression, not a too bad layout. Could go from the 2 to the 3 in the side. Just has to figure out how to get on the 1 in the top side pocket. Could go from the 3. I think I do like the stripes. 14 could be a little rough to get on.
Yeah, the 10 would have been tricky too. But here he can get rid of the 3. It was only available to the side pocket.
Yeah, and then possibly from the 6 to the 1 or the 5 ball on the side. Oh, he did get on the rail and have pushed the balls a little bit together. Thinking Zielinski gets to the table, he needs to at least bump a couple balls.
Yeah, just in case a mistake creeps into his game. Nothing like having a little insurance.
So can he go forward for the 5 ball in the bottom left corner and then leave himself the 1 in the side?
I don't think he's got the angle there, Tim. He's just off angle on the 5. That would have been a good plan. He's fallen short.
Yeah, I might have to go for the 4 ball and then go to this left side of the 1-5. You're guaranteed to have one of them. It would be ideal to get still on the 1.
But as you start to zero into the business end of a rack like this, all of a sudden it becomes vital cue ball control. Because one mistake, and as easy as it might look, one positional error. And
yeah, it's always quite easy to make the first 3, maybe 4 balls in 8 ball. But then towards the end, you really need to stay in line, have correct angles, or you will not get there in most of the racks. So a little draw on the 5. Yeah, good control, made it work. So just float this in for the 8, and I think this is going to be his first lead in this whole match.
no, you're exactly right. I wouldn't have thought the 1 would be played to that side pocket, though, when he came to the table. But he got there. Start to finish, and for the first time, Wojciech Szewczyk finds himself 1 rack clear. 6-5, and he seems to have solved the puzzle of the break.
Yeah, I was trying to see what he was doing different than earlier, because he is breaking from the same spot, maybe the other side, but I was trying to see a difference in what he's doing, and I think he's really been doing the same thing. But now it's working. So, yeah, how do you explain that?
Ominous signs for Wiktor as he sits, because he's seen a 5-3 lead evaporate. And now all he can do is sit and wait for the opportunity. Stay positive, stay in the moment.
Okay, more square hit. Balls didn't really spread up much. Is that 13 going? Nope.
He was trying to blow that 13 in from the wrong end of the table, but it just fell short.
Well, there was some good energy into it. The only thing I'm wondering is, it doesn't really feel to me like the balls are flying everywhere, like optimizing the chance to have something flick in somewhere. So that's where I'm like really surprised that he keeps doing the same thing.
Messy table, though. You have to feel he's going to be going for stripes, just given the 13 over the top corner pocket.
Yeah, and the 12-11. Of course, that 1 ball is really tough to get on, unless he shoots the 4 right now and can creep in between the 11 and the 1. But I do like the stripes. I think he tried to get straight on the, what is it, on the 15. So now he's playing the short side of the 12 and then play the combination after. We'll still have to travel to the 9 and the 14 though, so.
He's got the long 12 into the top corner.
Yeah, just float this in. Can bump the 1, doesn't really matter. And then he has to play the combination and leaving himself a really good shot on the 11 to travel all the way for the 9-14. That really could go wrong. There's a lot of traffic in the center of the table. Unless he goes to the 13 now and tries to go over there from the 12, which is just as tough, but might make him feel a little bit more comfortable. The crowd is going wild in the back.
Yeah, that's the CSI Caribbean League Championships. They're a little bit more boisterous. The amateur players in the back, they do celebrate. Even a rack win, try to get their teams jeered up. That's been going on. We've had just a parade of pool playing here. A feast on the felt was a term that our colleague Mark White used, and I thought that was appropriate. We had the World Junior Championships. We had the Medallia Light Puerto Rican Open 10-ball championships. The CSI Caribbean League Championships. Everything culminating with the jewel in the crown, as we said here, the World 8-ball, Predator World 8-ball Championships.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him play the angle to where he had to go in between the balls. Could have left the angle to the short rail and go 2 rails forward, but played an excellent shot running through that 5-4-3 gap.
Yeah, showing a lot of confidence and a lot of self-belief in cue ball control.
Yeah, 6 each. And we might go all the way here, as both players are not ready to give up.
Yeah, I just saw Zielinski ask for a break as well. So while they take a break, Tim, we'll take a break. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to the Predator World 8-Ball Championship. Currently waiting for Wiktor Zielinski to get back to the arena. So we have a quick view on the other tables here. We have Mario He and Daniel Maschel. Score now is 8-1 for Mario, and he is at the table, so possible 9-1. And on the right table, you see Sanchez Ruiz on the table. He's currently up 6-4. And for a fact, I know that Conrad was actually at the table at 5-4. So he might have missed an opportunity there. It could go possibly 7-4 for Sanchez. Yeah, Wu is joining Jason Shaw in the semifinals. Tough to say from here, especially for our match. That's a real 50-50 guess now.
In terms of the draw, the winner of our match plays the winner of Sanchez Ruiz and Musician. Is that how the draw looks, or
No.
is it the other way, Tim?
No, the winner of this match ends up against Jason Shaw. And then the 2 matches you see here on the screen.
The 2 winners play.
Yeah. Yeah, so we could have an all-Polish final if either Konrad or Daniel knows to win.
Well, we've had one of our players enter the playing arena. Wojciech, Szewczyk. We're all square at 6 racks apiece here. So effectively a race to 4 now. And as they go hand in hand, you can bet that the pressure is going to mount. As I've already noted, 60,000 to the eventual winner. But they're playing for 10 grand out there right now.
And just before they start breaking off in rack number 13, we would like to thank our sponsors and partners, of course, because without them, this whole event, the Puerto Rico Open, the Predator World 8-Ball, World Junior, everything would not be possible here in Puerto Rico. So we would like to thank Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Discover Puerto Rico, Predator Cues, CueSports International, and our US Pro Billiard Series partners are Seabirds Billiard Supplies, Kamui, Alpha Coin Cryptocurrency, Jam Up Apparel, and Fargo Rate. Thank you all, and look at this for a break.
I'm supporting our sponsors. Sporting my new Jam Up Apparel top that I purchased from the booth.
Aww.
And a big break, as you've noted, Tim.
Yeah, I was trying to be a little bit faster with the sponsors to make sure we could completely focus on the break, but came a little bit too long. Well, still tough though. Like to go solids, make the 4 and run into the 12. You'll have the 7 or the 1 after. Yeah, we'll have to go with the 1 ball. This was the main shot though, and I'm happy he really addressed it first thing when he got to the table after the break.
That's one thing that I've noticed from the good players. If there's a problem area, they get after it right away. You leave yourself options. If they don't split the way you'd want them to, and you actually alluded to something that was certainly in Wiktor's mind there, because he, it's a straight pool mentality, isn't it? You'll play a shot, but you'll play a shot with options in mind. And you let him know that depending on how he was going to contact the 12 and taking that 4 out, he was going to either have the 1 or the 7, which he did.
Yeah, well, me as a player, I never really felt like to play too much risk, like really risky shots. Like I don't mind playing offense, but like taking a big risk and just going into some balls and hopefully get lucky, that has never really been my style that much. So I always try to really look for options, and if I run into some balls, I most of the time really like to have a backup, like he just played earlier. So yeah, and really makes it happen here so far. Now just play the line in between the 14 and the 9, get to the center of the table for either the 6 or the 5. I do prefer the 5, but you don't really know where it's going to end up exactly. Well, you can, if he wants to, you can still just go in between the 14-9 and leave yourself a little longer on the 6. I wouldn't really mind shooting that 6 ball, as it's on the rail and in front of the pocket. Should be okay. So 3 rails around the 8. No. He decided to play short on the 8. Was scared if he went 3 rails to get behind the 13. A little bit more tricky 8 ball to the side to take a 7-6 lead.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he's left a dodgy 8.
Yeah, and he's missed that. And
yeah, now I'm a lot surprised.
I'm also very surprised by the way how he shot it, because he was stunning the cue ball to make sure he could really stroke it nicely, and I would have floated it in, just because the side pockets, they don't really take that easy. So might be preference, but it's Wojciech Szewczyk at the table here, and if he runs this out and has a good break, he's the one taking a 2-lead game. So starts his journey with a long 15 first. 12 ball does make the pocket bigger. Did catch that a little bit thin, but that 12 ball came in very handy, and now I think that 9 ball does go. So should be in a pretty comfortable position going to the 10 ball now. Issuing 13, 9, 14 or 13, 14, 9.
Either way, Tim, you know that that missed 8 and the opportunity that Wiktor tossed away could haunt him.
Oh, and especially with the polished players, most of them are excellent rotation players too. If you leave them just 7 stripes and the 8 ball on the table, and you can give them the opportunity to choose as well, yeah, you have to. I mean, you are almost guaranteed to be out. Like they shoot too straight and they play their cue ball too well to mess this up.
But this one's got to hurt. From a psychological standpoint, effectively a 2-rack swing. Should have been 7-6 to Zielinski. Instead, 7-6 to Szewczyk. And with the break.
Yeah, really stole that game. Yeah, and the moment when Wiktor rolled that 6 ball in, we both knew that 8 ball was going to be a little tougher than he would have liked.
I just feel that he left himself, and he did shoot it quick. You know, back to your point of the way that he played the shot. I mean, it's a rack winner. You know, he could have maybe just given the shot a little bit more respect. I think he was feeling it a bit.
Yeah, so in the meantime, Sanchez Ruiz is now 8-4. And Mario Hayes 8-2 up. So far, not looking too well for the Polish team. Besides this, of course, there's one guaranteed in the semifinals, but I'm pretty sure they want to make it a couple more.
Well, when they have 4 in the last 8, just seeing 1 through, you know, might be, well, 1 through that was guaranteed, really, with these two playing each other. So, yeah, still such a strong showing for Poland.
Oh, they could have had 3 in the semifinals, 3 out of 4. Oh, it's still not over yet. Could still happen, but the odds are low. And let's see this break. Oh, almost made a 6, a 10, the 1. No.
Yeah, back to the drawing board. Wojciech, back to the drawing board.
Oh, he only had 1 or 2 successful breaks so far in like 7 or 8 breaks, and he's still doing the same thing. That's to where I'm really surprised, because he could move wherever. He could do so many different things.
I'm sure either one, whichever survives this match, will look back and recount how unsuccessful they were with the break. Probably feel like they've survived a scare, breaking as poorly as they have, and still win a match.
Yeah, I think the big challenge is to get straight on that 15 to go to the 13. Yeah, so probably drawing back to the center of the table to shoot it in the top right corner. It's not really straight on the 14, so it's not as easy as I make it sound. Might have to go to the 13 and shoot the 15 in the side. No, he's left himself that small angle on the 15.
Just slide over and 8 to the opposite corner. Slightly hampered cueing though over the 7. It's a good thing he's tall. And so quickly got to erase the memory of that missed 8 in the preceding rack. 7-7 here on table number 2. And again, if you're just joining us late, you can see the other 2 quarterfinals. The bottom of your picture, Mario He just breaking. He is in complete control in that one. And Francisco Sanchez Ruiz over another Polish player, musician, looking strong. And Alex Pegulayan, well, he had to withdraw. He's had a lot of problems with his foot, his ankle, injured at rock jumping.
Yeah, mentioned earlier, he said, yeah, 20 years ago I could do all that stuff, but
He
now...
said, I'd have made that jump 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so maybe not the best decision he's made, but still got to the quarterfinal. Great result for him.
Yeah,
Oh!
limping around the table to the quarterfinal. So.
Oh, he already didn't hit him square, but he actually had one ball going straight to that side bucket. That's the one that kissed the cue ball in. Just look at the cue ball. The cue ball goes straight there. 15 is going straight to the side bucket and kisses it straight in the hole. Yeah, and this match really has Hill written all over it.
Because neither one of them have found the break. And I mean, it's just been a rack following each other's break. I mean, if you looked at the statistics here in this one, I'd be willing to bet you that they may have only won 2 or 3 total racks on their breaks, because it just has been no success. There's been no flow. No one's been able to put racks together. I think 2 is the most we've seen.
Yeah, so he's taking out the 11 just because the 11 doesn't go past the 4. And he might not be a big fan of that combination with the 2-3, so did like the stripes more. Oh, and he's missed ball in hand.
Well, take a picture of that one. Ball in hand. How often do you see a miss? Never.
Well, it was not ball in hand, it was ball in kitchen, in his defense.
So half right.
Yeah. Well, it's still very unexpected. And had a great opportunity too, if you look at the stripes from where he left the cue ball. Oh, and now Wiktor is going for solids. Yeah, and I was already scared because you had no clue where the 3 ball really was going to end up on that. And it has been really tough now.
So are you saying the bad bad choice by Wiktor here.
I mean,
Questionable one at best.
He definitely, yeah, he took a big gamble there, which, I mean, I'm not sure if he had to take the gamble. Oh, and now push the A-ball over, and he's making this game really tough. He might have to go from the 1 to the 3 now, maybe run to the 3 or the 14, because he always has the 6 or the 4. Because he needs to do something now. He cannot wait too long. Can still use the 7 to go to the 8, so this to the 3. Get on the 3 somehow? No. Oh, has one more chance. Roll the 6 in and then go from the 4 and trying to make something happen. We'll have the 7 ball after, but
He has to leave the 7 to last. That goes without saying.
at some point, this is always the worst feeling, I think, when I'm playing A-ball, to where I'm trying to open that ball and it doesn't work, and I'm getting to my last options, and like you start to struggle. Okay, so chose to and open up the 8 and still have the angle on the 4 to do something. This is a big shot. This could be a game winner or a game loser, the next shot.
But like you said, though, Tim, he's got to move the 3 here. He's got to try and develop that 3.
Oh, and he found the gap between the 14 and the 3. And believe it or not, he got shape on the 7. He might have another chance to go get on the 3. Not sure how straight he got. Might be able to play a bank on the 3 ball to the side, or... Wow. If he catches the 14 or the 3 using that route, he's always okay.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky not to have clipped the 3 or the 14 there. But
Here, all in. Oh.
and, I mean, he's cursed. Look at him. I mean, he is suffering right now.
Well, from the beginning where he shot that 2-3, this is exactly the reason why I think that gamble was maybe a little bit too much. Because from the moment he put that 3 ball there, he's been struggling all along this rack. And I really don't see many options. Might be able to shoot the 3 off the 14 with right spin and bank it in the side. But he was trying to shoot it in the other corner, and especially where that 3 ball ended up. Even if Wojciech takes a longer shot now and doesn't make it, it's always somewhat safe. Would have liked to at least have the 3 ball in the center of the table so there's no safety. Yeah, probably starting with the 14. If he doesn't make it, might be hooked behind the 15, and if he makes it, game is wide open and he's in between the balls. So did slide that in, and still needs to pick up the 11 though. The 11 is one of the balls I would like to get rid of soon.
Yeah, no prizes for trying to figure out what's going through Wiktor's mind right now. He had 2 flails to try and get that 3 in the open.
Yeah, and Mario, he just secured his spot in the semifinals, beating Daniel Maszol from Poland 10-2. So that's quite the performance. And he might be on it to make a big score here this week. Not really in a comfortable position. Thought he was gonna leave that 12 where it was and shoot the 15. Good thing about this is if he goes 1 rail, so he's gonna leave a tough shot on the 3. Yeah, now probably drawing back on the 13, leaving the cue ball on the long rail and float over while making the 11. Now, the good thing is, making the 11, playing pocket speed, is not really the challenge. But the cue ball speed could be the challenge. Doesn't want to get behind the 3s, that's why he's jacking up. Now he's stunning the ball over, but needs to find that in-between speed. If he really stuns it hard, he comes up really high on the 8. Yeah, play that very good. Play that a little bit softer, like he didn't really stun the cue ball, was like a little stun run.
Played it in a way to take the 3 out of the equation, though, and I like that. It was a tricky rack, though, to be sure. And it was Wiktor Zielinski that had the first bite at the cherry. Wojciech gets the last. And with it, the lead, 8-7 in the race to 10. The 28-year-old 10-ball world champion staying on course to add the World 8-Ball Championship to his resume.
Here the other quarterfinals still going on. Sanchez Ruiz on the table to seal the deal. It's currently up 9-5.
And the winner of that match will play Mirio He. Winner of this match will face off against Eagle-Eye Jason Shaw.
Put the cue ball a little bit more out. Maybe 1 or 2 balls. Oh, 3 balls tracking to that corner, but no. No ball. And look at the spread. I think the solids could be so easy. Doesn't even have to go up table. Yeah, this was definitely not one of his more powerful breaks. And just look at the solids. The 3 and the 5 go all around the table and go back down. Just the 6 ball is a little thing. But he will have to open up the 8 anyways, even if he goes for stripes. So he's doing this right now. Beautiful shot. Was always guaranteed to be on the 4.
Storyline is the same, though. It's been the lack of success from the break for both players. Nobody able to put any racks together. The biggest surprise for me is just the fact that neither one of them have really altered how they've attacked the break. Like you pointed out, that Wojciech might have moved it maybe a couple balls closer to the side, but that's it. I mean, he's still hitting that front ball flush. And at some point for me, I would have tried something different.
Yeah, still not easy though. Will have to leave himself a small angle. Just like this, leave it to the corner. Stun the cue ball over in between the side pocket and the 2. Did get a little bit more angle than he really would have wanted to, but I don't like going to the left side because you could get behind the 12.
I think that applause in the background, Tim, is confirmation that Sanchez Ruiz is through to the semifinals. I can't think of what else would have been applauded to that extent.
Yeah, let's make sure we check this first before we made Sanchez Ruiz's family very happy. Yeah, it's confirmed. Sanchez Ruiz is through to the semifinal. We'll be facing Mirio He. That's going to be a cracker too. And Wiktor Zielinski levels the score 8 each. Yeah, and the little Little emotion there for Szewczyk. Bumped the table, saying, come on, just give me that one break. Yeah.
Yes, now the focus of everybody's attention shifts to the match we're covering. It's the only one going. Mario He in the very background, congratulated. And he will face off against Victor Sanchez Ruiz, the world number 1. And who will Jason Shaw be playing? Will it be that man, the world 10-ball champion, Wojciech Szewczyk, or the man who's breaking, Viktor Zielinski? 8-8. Flip a coin now.
Yeah, and the break has just been back and forth all match.
But no point in repeating ourselves. The picture says it all. As Zielinski departs the table with a familiar look. The match that finished late last night on this table, 10-8, Jason Shaw over Josh Filler. 18 racks played before there was a conclusion. It's going to be at least 18 racks played before this one sees a conclusion.
Yeah, and I don't understand what could be possible the difference. I've seen so many players make balls, break amazing on this table, and I know both players here are very capable of making a ball on the break too.
Now, someone in the background must have enjoyed lunch.
Yeah. No, they're playing for a lot of money in the back too at the CSI Caribbean Expo. I heard their team championships is first prize 10,000. So
Split how many ways?
5, I think so too. Yeah, 5. So
I like the 60,000 up top in this event.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I guarantee. But it's not a too bad of a Tuesday actually to win 3K to 2.5.
Tim, who wouldn't want to come to Puerto Rico, enjoy this beautiful weather, terrific food, island hospitality, and take home a little cash?
Oh, real first on the 15. He knew he had to take away that ball for the 13. And is he getting on the 14? No. Oh, and he got in a pretty bad spot here. Can cue just enough to place with a lot of left, but was trying to get on the 14. From there, 14, 13, 12. It's kind of easy.
Well, he was always running into those balls. I don't know why he looks so dismayed. The way that he played that. Unless he was hoping just to be able to leave the long 14, but don't know how he could have expected any different result there.
Yeah, jumping the 14. And even though if he makes a jump, it's tough to get on the 13. Yeah, not a bad try, but you know, this is such a huge game. Getting on the hill first, especially with the fact that they cannot make a ball at the moment on the break, is very big. You see, made sure he elevated a little bit more to make sure he really got over the 1. to make sure it doesn't hop off the table. And yeah, Wiktor got perfect in between the balls.
Well, Zielinski isn't going to get a better chance than this. So often we've seen either one of these Polish players depart the table and just shake their heads, and they're never away from it long, though, are they?
Yeah, we'll go 6-5, 2-4. Just a 5 to the 2 if he can get straight on the 2 or a small angle.
And a few more people have made their way to table number 2. As I said, this is the last match in play, last quarterfinal still to be determined.
Yeah, perfect angle on the 4 and the 8 in the side to get on the hill. Wiktor Zielinski.
And the hill arrives, 9-8. And Szewczyk helping get the balls on the table. The way it's been breaking, he's got to feel like he's still going to get a chance. He's hoping he does.
Yeah, he's wishing for a ball on the break.
Just saying, give me one ball. Just give me one good break and make it now.
It would be so brutal for Szewczyk too if they've been both breaking dry, and then on 9-8 after making that mistake, not getting out the last rack, and then the other guy breaks and runs out.
Well, the one solace, I guess, if you're Wiktor Zielinski, is this is his last break. On the hill, he won't have to worry about trying to solve that mystery any longer on this table. So can he save his best for last? If he ever wanted a big break, now's the time.
Oh, that one ball, no. No, and it came up dry again.
Well, there's a shocker.
Well, instead of a big break,
dry
it's a
break.
big breakdown. Oh, wow.
Tim, I think you said it earlier, this had 9-9 written all over it.
Well, it's not super easy, but if he can make the 1 and come off 2 rails into the 10-6, he will push the 6 out, and if you play it on the thin side of the 10, you will have the 7. Or even if you go the thick side on the right side, you have to open up the 6 as soon as you can. And then from there, you can really go.
Well, he's going to try and remove the colors at this end of the table first. 4 is tricky to get on.
Well, it depends. If the 6 goes in the corner where the 13 is, the top left corner, then I could understand just waiting till the end. Oh. Yeah, now he's in big trouble. Not because he has no shot after, just because that 4 ball is very tough to get back on. So now he's got a tough position for the 4 and the 10-6 still tough.
Well, 6 must go the way he's played that.
Yeah, so glad he's approaching that first. Now might be able to go forward for the 2 in the bottom left corner, or if he can get on the 3, get on the 3, then make the 2 in the corner and follow all the way down for the 4 ball. I think it might be his best option, leaving the 3 in the side now. So his options are not limited. Just wondering, well, might have to shoot this in the side and stun the cue ball out to the center of the table and then go. He does, if he leaves the cue ball close to the center of the table, he's still okay to cut the 4 in. So that does make position on the 4 a little bit easier. Yeah, a little bit time pressure too.
Yeah, positional play now, paramount. And as you said, he's got to play this into the side. Can either stun out for the 3. He's also looked to see where he might have to take the cue ball if he follows through. Come down for the 4.
Yeah, and he's done well there. It's a very good shot. Now if he kills the cue ball off the rail just with a lot of left spin, shortens the angle to go to the center of the table, he can go 2 rails making the 3 and go short rail, long rail, always towards the 8. And then we're hill. Just like that, perfect speed.
And now the same storyline is going to be true for Wojciech here. He'll secure this 8, get to 9-9, and he will break in the final and deciding rack to determine who will play Jason Shaw in the semifinals. Now, let me ask you, Tim, in the handshake. Nice to see that from 2 countrymen. Would you rather be breaking or watching?
I mean, based on having the score hill and both players only made a ball in the break maybe 3 times in the whole match, 3 breaks were successful, I'd rather be in my chair and hoping for an opportunity because, of course, you will always want to have the initiative to have the break, but how the matches went, I might at some point just say, you know, you can have the break. Just, yeah, he has had this opportunity.
Percentages in this match say you'd rather be the guy in the chair right now. But you always feel like you want to have the controls in your hand, don't you? In the background, Karim Belhaj, the CEO of Predator and one of the architects of the Predator World 8-Ball Championship, along with CSI, partnering and bringing all these great players to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Here we go.
Okay, makes a 10. He makes a ball, and where's the cue ball? It's okay. I think the balls are spread really nice. Oh, this is such a big deal, too. Going all the way to 9-9 and now make a ball on the break.
That was funny because the same could have been said when Wiktor was breaking in the preceding rack. He got to the hill first. He broke dry.
Oh, he can go 14, make the 11, get on the 13, and then float down for the 12, 9, 15.
Yeah, this is gut check time, though.
I don't like the solids just because of the 7-4. Of course, you can still get on the 7 with the 6 or bump the 7 when you shoot the 2, but I really do like the stripes here.
Yeah,
So
he's opting for stripes.
just rolls this in with some right.
The path to the finish line starts with the 14 now.
The only ball that's not so comfortable is the 9 ball. But if he can get straight on the 15 to where he can play a stop shot for the 9 in the top right corner, he will have the 12 after, and I would say it's done. Okay, came up a little straight, so we'll stay along the long rail.
Sometimes matches like this, when they come down to the last rack, they're more nerve-wracking to watch than they are to actually play, because you've been out there for a couple hours.
Yeah, we'll have to be straight on the 15 to get on the 9. I don't see that many options on the 9. I think he's got a small angle on the 15, so not comfortable to get on the 9. And
Yeah, but couldn't he just play this straight through and use the 8 to hold position with the cue ball?
he can definitely use the 8 as a blocker, but then he will have to shoot the 9 with a little bit more angle. I would have liked to be straight at least. But yeah, I think that might be the best move. Or does that 9 ball go? Oh, if that 9 ball goes, it's just goes one reel up. Oh, he bumped the 8 and he might have blocked the 15.
There is another chapter to be written in this book. Wow.
Yeah, especially now. We'll need a very good positional shot. 2 rails. Top right. Makes it go 1, 2. Oh, he's coming all the way down for the 50 on the side. Is it okay? Is it okay? And I think he got
Unbelievable
perfect on the 15.
Unbelievable positional shot. If that's where he's trying to get to.
Yeah, he didn't really put much right on there. I think he was really playing the side of the 15, and just the speed, it came out perfect.
A lot closer to his work, and again, tons of pressure on this, but it's everything on this shot to the side. And it's not there. It's not there.
Pure drama here. Wow.
What a turn of events. And he knows it. He had 1 foot over the finish line. He just had to drag his other one across. And now the pressure back on his countryman, his opponent here.
Well, the only good thing for Wojciech is that, like I said, the 7-4, he will need to play decent shape to get that 7 out. Either the bump or shoot the 7 in the corner, in the top corner.
But Tim, you're a player. You were sat in the chair watching.
Oh, I would love to be on the table right now.
You just want a chance.
Yeah.
You just want a chance to get to the table, and he was given it.
Well, he got maybe a little straight on this one. We'll have to really force the cue ball over. Oh, is he drawing back for the 7 in the bottom left? Yeah, did get there and just has to manage the speed on the 4 ball. When he runs into the 4 ball, the speed could really cause him trouble. If he hits it too firm, the 4 will go to the long rail. If he hits it too weak, he might put it together with the 2. Yeah, perfect. And
he's hurrying
wow.
too.
No words here. Cannot believe he scraped through that.
This is going to be a tough one to swallow for the World 10-ball champion. Played for me what could have been the shot of the match,
Yeah.
only to fall short on the final hurdle.
Yeah, and this 8-ball to get a spot in the semifinals.
And it will be Wiktor Zielinski and Jason Shaw. An applause. A sportsman-like hug and a well done, well deserved, and what a match we were treated to there. So Wiktor Zielinski will oppose Jason Shaw in our second semifinal, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. For Tim DeRuyter, I'm Jim Wojciech. Back with more action very shortly.
Thank you.